In this lesson, we're going to have a quick look around the Flash 8 interface. The interface can be roughly divided into 5 main areas. The stage here in the center, the timeline just above it, the file menu at the top, the toolbox at the left, and the panels, which by default are laid out across the bottom and over here at the right. Let's start off by looking at the stage. This is where we lay out all of the visual elements of our movies. The white rectangle signifies the borders of our stage. Anything inside the white rectangle will be visible in our final exported movie, and anything outside of it will not. Next, we have the timeline, which is divided into 2 areas. We have the layers area on the left, and this is where we organize all of our stage elements into layers and layer sets. On the right, we have the timeline itself. In basic usage, this is where we set up all of the animation in our movies. The playhead moves from left to right in a linear fashion. I won't go too far into the next area, the file menu, because much of it contains the same commands as most other applications, and the rest of it contains Flash-specific commands that we are going to be covering throughout this course. The next area is the toolbox, or tools panel, which of course contains all of our Flash tools. But it also contains things that let us manipulate our view of the stage, the stroke and fill colors for objects on our stage, and options for many of the tools we select up here in the tools panel. And this brings us to the panels. As I mentioned, by default these are positioned at the bottom and the right. But this can be changed. You can customize the layout and appearance of these, and we'll be looking at that in the next lesson. Before we end this lesson, have a look at the title bars of these panels. Mine are a light blue, but yours may be different. I'm going to show you why. The color of these title bars is dependent on some of the colors you choose for the appearance of your operating system. Let's have a look at that. In Windows XP, right-click on an empty area of your desktop and choose Properties. Under the Appearance tab, you'll see that I'm using Windows Classic Style for my windows and buttons. If I choose Advanced and click on a title bar here, I can define the colors that Windows uses for all of my title bars. They're located here. So let's change color 2 to red and apply it, and return to Flash. Lo and behold, my colors are now different. So this is why my panels may look a little bit different from yours. Notice that your Windows color settings don't change the panel appearances in exactly the same way as your program title bars. As you can see, my title bar here goes from blue to red. But they do make a difference. And that brings us to the end of our discussion on the Flash 8 interface.